gentlemen, the Vin Cigar Show. And here's your host, Sir Vin.
Well, hello and welcome once again to the Vin Cigar Show. Here we are. This is episode 4, part 1. You'll see 4 separate parts tonight, and I'll let you know where we are, at what time, and what we're doing. What I'd like to do first of all is introduce you to our panel here. We've got Avery Gardner, and we've got John Capwell. How you doing here tonight?
Wonderful, sir.
Why don't we start? Well, we're going to start differently today. We're going to start with you, John. Unbelievable. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and talk to our people?
Had a wonderful vacation. It's always good to have time off from work, both on Christmas and New Year's. Had all the kids home, didn't have to travel anywhere. Everybody came here to our location for Christmas and New Year's. Didn't have to battle lines in the airport. Stayed home and enjoyed a few great cigars, of which we're going to tell you about a number of them tonight.
So, how was your New Year's? Oh, wait, you didn't come to my party that you were invited to. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Did you already have that?
Oh, yes, yes.
That's my fault.
Avery, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself this evening?
Well, we've always talked about my accomplishment of being a lifetime member, and the plaque worthy of lifetime membership sits right behind me.
It shrunk in a wash. It was larger.
No, they just said that's as big as it gets.
3 by 1.
They said it's
Story of your life.
I don't know. They said it's based on what you deserve, but I don't know. And as far as New Year's is concerned, I had a wonderful New Year's. First, it started with a hockey game. Here we have the Binghamton Senators, the top farm team of the Ottawa Senators.
Ooh.
Good game, lots of fights, and we won. Then in the parking lot, we were honking the horns and yelling, "Go Sens!" Then drove from Binghamton to Tioga Downs Orsino Raceway, where I met my brother, his wife, and their niece and nephew. I don't really know how to act around kids. To me, anyone under 20 is involved in a death cult or something. So
You were never a kid.
I was never a kid, and
Things were different then.
if I was, I don't remember. But we did. We had a nice buffet, and there's a big dessert bar for the kids. I don't know if their parents let them eat from it, but a big dessert bar. Then we went back to my house in the wonderful village of Owego, and I reserved a club room, and we played bumper pool, and watched a ball drop. Watched Dick Clark in a kind of sitting position, having trouble speaking. I hope it didn't scare the kids. But when the ball dropped, the kids must have had a good enough time. I showed them my wine cellar, the club room, my large bathroom, and my jacuzzi and my fireplace. They didn't want to leave. Maybe I was worried. I thought maybe they were collecting evidence for the authority, but the kids didn't want to leave.
Very nice.
And my brother said to me later, "Did the kids call you Uncle Avery?" I said to him, I think the kids these days use different terms. You know, these days they say whatever and cool and hip. I don't know. I wrote this down. I think they use a different term for uncle. And I said, no, they didn't call me uncle, but they call me what the kids say today. Oh, yeah, there it is. Scary, mean guy.
It's like an uncle.
Well, it sounds like you had a heck of a good time.
Had a great time.
Mine was a little different. No, we had a party every year. We've had a party now. The last, I don't know, about 23 years, we've had something for New Year's Eve, only because I don't want to be out on the roads driving. People are afraid when I'm on the road. And what we ended up doing is enjoyed the ball dropping. Had a bunch of people from the Cigar Club, had people from different business associates and friends of my wife, and we had a good time. That's about it. And it's a great new year. Looking forward to it. And what I'd like to do now is introduce everyone to our guest of the evening. We've got Sandy Stacy, 2 first names, and she's the owner of the Black Bear Winery. And welcome. And our first woman that's going to be part of the Vin Cigar show, and hopefully not the last. You've been the person donating all this great wine and so forth that we've been trying. Another one today we'll talk about.
We do appreciate it. Thank you for the donations. We enjoy them nightly.
Yeah, but you're talking about replacing her with me on the panel there.
No, I think it was John.
We're going to take a vote on that, Avery. We're going to take a vote.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Tell us about your endeavors with the cigar, which I'll bring over for you for a second if you wanted it. A little bit about the winemaking, how you got involved, and so on and so forth. I'm sure people would love to hear about it.
Well, my husband and I live in Shenango Forks. We
Gotta speak to the audience so they can hear you. You don't have to look at them though.
We live in Shenango Forks. We grew up around here, never went anywhere, and started our business here because we love it in New York. We got into this just because we were home brewing for a hobby, and
moonshine is illegal now, so
yeah, it was a good hobby. We started growing fruits. We were making our own beer originally, switched to making wine when we had all these fruits available to us, and the wine was good. We thought we were kind of unhappy with being dependent on employers for our livelihood, so we said, let's see what we can do with this, and we built a building, cut down our own trees, got a sawmill, made our own lumber.
That is a wonderful building, by the way. I was just there last week, bought some wines, a beautiful tasting room. It's well done with the wooden plank floors. I loved it. Wonderful.
Was that the trip that you forgot to bring me back a wine?
I did forget to bring yours, Vince, but I'm going to get it this week.
There you go.
Promise.
Now, do you call a Black Bear winery because there's a lot of, I know we have a lot of black bears in that region of Broome County.
I have heard there's bears around, but we just named ourselves that because we scavenge for fruit like the bears do.
There you go. All right.
Anything we can find within New York, we make wine out of.
I wouldn't have guessed
local
that.
Fruits. Yeah. There's all kinds of fruits that we haven't even tried yet, but right now we have 24 flavors of wine, 24 different
We're trying to work
varieties.
through them.
And we have a dandelion wine.
Yeah.
She's going to talk about that. That's your favorite, isn't it?
It is my favorite. The dandelion. It's nice and dry. It's
Dandelion wine.
Yeah, this is.
You're here.
This is.
That's
great.
toast. I almost put it to my lips. Communist that I am.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Look, the ladies here in person, I'm not going to criticize them.
Not to be on the show twice.
Yeah, right.
I really like it, actually.
It's very good. And my wife loves it too. She likes Pinot Grigio, and I asked what wine would be best for a Pinot Grigio drinker, and we tried the dandelion wine. She loves it.
It is awesome. One of the reasons why when Sandy was coming over, she asked what type of wine to have, and I asked, I've always wanted to have dandelion wine. It was something my grandfather used to make, and I was too young to have it. But at this point, we're going to cut to the second section. So we're finishing up right now, episode 4, part 1.